welcome back, welcome back. You are tuned in to Fantastic Fridays, and from your ear that sound there, you know it's time to talk the ting with Kim, right? So for this week, the discussion we'll be having is the importance of setting boundaries. And as I tell y'all every week, I look forward to your input, your feedback, your comments. So if it is that you're on the Instagram live, feel free to share your comments and your reviews, and also feel free to send your messages via or WhatsApp as well. So once again, the number is 876-792-3530 because this is a discussion, all right? And I really want us, while we're listening, to really think about it, because while I was researching, as I said, I was thinking, Kimmie need to work on some boundaries still. And I thought I had boundaries, because I have standards and all these things, but apparently it's different. It is different. So it's something I believe we all need to work on. So let's get into it, all right? The importance of setting boundaries. Now, when many of us hear the word boundaries, especially when it comes to our romantic relationships, we view it as something negative and deem it unnecessary because we can't understand why persons we love would need to set boundaries for us or between us. True thing, don't it?
Yeah.
If me and you there, and we say we love each other, what kind of boundary we need? We need boundaries around us.
Yeah.
So we need everybody else to keep them distance and nobody come stress me out. But why would you need a boundary from me? Yeah. So I thought this was an excellent topic because of that, because I used to think that, right? However, setting boundaries can benefit you and your relationships. Healthy boundaries can also offer a sense of control over your emotional and physical space as well as your time. By learning how to set and maintain boundaries, you can develop independence and engage in healthy, positive connections with others. Now, before setting boundaries, it can be beneficial to know what boundaries mean. Right? Kind of how we think of the border, we just understand, say, we not go over the state there because of the line, yeah. Or I would say the boundary for people yard, the mango drop over the side, they say you clean up the mango then because on my side of the yard. And of them boundaries that we are talking about now, it's the same word that is used, but that's not the type we're talking about right now, right? So, boundaries are rules you set for your body. Yes, may I start with the one there. Boundaries, customer, we are going like we don't have none for your body. Boundaries are rules you set for your body, your emotions, your time, your belongings, and your relationships.
All right. So basically, rules and guidelines for how people deal with your, go ahead with the list, body, emotions, time, belongings, and relationships.
All
right.
Right? So they're not rules about how someone else should act or conduct their life, but rather basic, respectful guidelines that establish how others behave around you.
Okay.
For example, the following are a few common boundaries. Saying no to hanging out with friends. Kind of phone like say, yeah man, ready for touch road Friday, and then Friday, wait for some excuse, or wait for the group chat for say, boy, guys, I don't feel up to it. You're waiting for that. Instead of you saying outrightly, no, you don't feel for go. Yeah, wait till somebody else say no, or the whole trip cancel. That's a sign that a lot of us don't know how to set boundaries. I see those memes all over social media, when you're waiting for somebody to cancel the plan so you can't. Yeah, we shouldn't have to do that.
So basically you're saying the boundary you're setting there in a sense is to say,
to
you respect your what do you say now? Your feelings.
Your feelings,
if you don't feel to go out,
exactly.
Just saying
but you try to impress or you try to seem like the cool kid or whatever. So that's one example.
Okay. All right.
Refusing to converse until someone stops yelling. That's a boundary. That's an example. Yeah. So especially in relationships, they'll be like, if you continue cursing, me and you not talk. This is not a conversation.
Right,
when you calm down, me'll talk to you. That's a boundary. As simple as it is, that's a boundary.
So not partaking in the shouting match.
Exactly. Man, we're not shout at each other. When you're ready to have a conversation, because we're both adults, then we will have that conversation. So that's a boundary right there.
So we're not saying take on the person and fight them. We're just saying
and push them over and say, yo, stop shout.
Yeah.
No. But I'm literally gonna say to you, when you stop arguing, because yourself you're arguing right now, we will have a
The last
conversation.
part, they sound like, yeah, push something back.
I've literally said that
no,
before.
we're not. But
Guys.
that sounds like a different thing from boundaries. Boundaries would be, no, I'm not going to communicate like this. I think
No,
that
for
sounds
real.
like
No,
the
that's
boundaries.
fair.
But
No,
when you
I've
keep back
literally
about
said
that,
that.
I must yourself, you're arguing.
I said
that
that.
sounds like it might be pushing something there.
Guys, I've said that in an
That's
argument
throwing
before.
shade, Tim.
I'm like, listen,
that's
man, you
throwing
know,
shade.
it's clear to yourself, yeah.
That's throwing
I'm just
shade.
saying, right? But no, I was just showing you an example of what not to do.
Exactly, because leave out that part, the extra part that we keep. They just say, you know, I'm not gonna participate in the shouting match. You know, yeah, I'm not gonna play that game.
So that's an example. Yeah. Another one is asking for your, let's say, computer back after you let someone borrow it.
Oh, your charger.
You know the people that wanna like return the things. Listen, my mother have a story though.
Yeah.
Cause mommy every time she'd have like dinners and friends come over and she'd like do a little container there.
Oh yes.
And every event after that or what have, she said, well, I'm gonna make a container that.
Exactly.
Right? So even those simple things, that's a boundary. Asking back for a book you lend them. Asking them, boy, you know, somebody lend you some money.
I was just gonna say, where my money there?
I shouldn't have to ask, but if I do, it shouldn't be like we in an argument now because I ask back for what you asked.
Jamaicans be like, after they borrow money, you know, you hear them now, when you come back fit, I said it stay. You never remember how many stay when you come borrow it door.
They always say, you come out humble and nice so they need it.
Wow.
But when me need it now, everybody quiet, you can't get nobody on phone.
You hear them now, I say you want money, like, you remember the time you needed money?
So when them say, but you don't need it.
Wow.
Like them I try to judge my pocket.
Wow.
What do you mean? Right? So boundaries.
Yeah.
Boundary. I actually know somebody who he says he doesn't lend money to friends because he just can't.
Cut it out too.
That's his boundary. He don't do it none time.
You know they have a little lending. It come like I said, it's a keep. Cause
when I say not a lend.
Yeah, no, cause most of the time if my friend says something, I just say, yeah, well, that's all this. Cause
yeah.
I only have probably one or two friends where we say, yo, here's back this thing from last time. But trust me, yeah, my friend thing better just say, yo, hold this and go on, yeah, because nobody put your heart on the line.
And one rule I learned, somebody at work said it to me, and ever since she did it, stuck with me. She said, don't lend something that you can't do without. I
said that as well in also, especially in relationship. Because I know the man ever try to impress the woman and give woman things. Do not give what you cannot afford to give.
Exactly.
I tell you.
So if you know say that 10 grand and you lost 10 grand, this don't do it.
Or you know say it's a 10 grand, but on a year 10 grand you borrow the people them 10 grand, but you this is when I come to you for lending them say, no, it's not my money. I'm be honest. If they want to run it down and say you lie, you know you're telling the truth. No, but I'm gonna do it to impress them, because when the people have come for their money, a different thing.
So if it's an amount that you can't say, all right, if I get it back, you're still alright, then fine, by all means. But if you cannot, that is where a lot of the problems and arguments that's happening in society from them little situation there. Yeah? So let's work on that. Another example of a common boundary is ending an unhealthy relationship.
Wow.
That's an excellent boundary to do when you realize that, boy, this not healthy no more. It just toxic.
You're not
like
gonna
you literally
put yourself
feel
through this.
The toxicity. Every other day is an argument. And we know so there are arguments in relationships. But we know the extremely toxic one them. Like when I said earlier, yo, are you self here arguing?
Yeah, that can be a bit shady.
Right?
So yeah, avoid them something there, you know. I must want to hear woman them yeah chat to
exactly. And I've said it in a show before. I've actually said, not for we say it jokingly, but I mean it.
Don't
so we need to stop it overall. Don't even bring it into the universe,
practice.
Right?
Yeah.
You don't even bother say it jokingly. And another one is choosing not to participate in an activity for spiritual reasons. So that's one as well. Oh, I don't eat pork, or I'm not really go dance because I can't dance.
You can't twerk. That's twerk. It's just a little twerk to the music.
No, those are the boundaries. Yeah. So we may think boundaries is this big thing, but no, it's things that we do every day, right?
Yeah.
But then are those little things like enough boundaries for us? So establishing boundaries is good for you and the people around you. When you're clear about your boundaries, people will understand your limits and know what you are and aren't okay with, and they'll adjust their behavior. The people who don't respect your boundaries are ones you may not want in your life.
Oh, true.
Yeah, that's something to put out there. So that's another thing. You sort of weed out certain people quick and fast.
Yeah,
so once you have boundaries and somebody not respect it, then guess what? We're not going to figure this out 5 years down the line.
Them not respecting
I figure it out right now.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right? So it's saving some time. I actually think this boundaries conversation should happen in the early stages of relationship. No wait till 5-10 years down the line, and then all of a sudden, oh, you know, you not respect my boundaries. No, this is the dating stage conversation. I need to know what your boundaries are, so I can know if I can work with it or not. Because somebody setting up boundary doesn't mean you have to conform. You can decide, all right, I don't want to be in that person's life. I don't want that person to be in my life. Have these discussions early, right? So, as we said, the people who don't respect your boundaries are ones you may not want in your life. It's important to note that boundaries are essential to every relationship. Not some, not one, not two, every relationship. Whether it's a friend, a co-worker, a loved one, or family members. Yo, the family member one, they're rough, you know.
Yeah.
Because even their mother, you know. Boundaries, you know.
Careful. Don't make sure you say it like that, Cam. I tell you. Boundaries in our house. I bring you here and I can take
you out. No, but you have to have boundaries because sometimes parents sort of. I have to be very careful.
Remember that toxic relationship exists in every spectrum.
Exactly.
So even parents can be toxic
especially because
as well.
parents believe that, okay, you should be very grateful and I've done all these great things for you. So you're sort of indebted, and we need to change that mindset because your child not indebted, your child never asked to come here. Right? Right? So they don't owe you, but as them said, you know, it's like we feel like
we weren't here for the decision.
We weren't here for we never get that question. Nobody never email me and say, listen, we're thinking about this. What do you think?
Yeah.
Nobody did. I'm out here paying bills. This not fair. Right?
Next time CC.
Next time CC me. Listen, I think them CC me, but the letter this, you know, it's just one letter.
Yeah.
You know, I think of that one.
They couldn't read at the time.
Then put that LEY instead of LY. You know, simple mistake.
They never see the mail.
Yeah.
What do you call it? The delivery.
Yeah,
they never get the failed delivery. And don't set me up for this.
Delivery was
apparently very successful.
But it was the other delivery, not the one that you want.
No, but for real though,
yeah,
we need to stop that whole indebtedness, right? Yes, the love is mutual, but there should also be boundaries with family members. That's something I have to learn because I'm somebody who like to do everything for my family. And if you ask me, say, Kim, yo, I need it for go to Timbuktu, I will do it.
Why
because that's just it.
Oh, alright, different family.
You know, no.
I look for a way we could have asked Kim some things to do for me. But okay.
But yeah, so we need to work on that, right? So with all that said, it is now time to look into ourselves and evaluate whether we have proper or healthy boundaries in our lives.
All right.
It is a sign that you lack proper boundaries if, one, you have a problem saying no.
Ah, jeez.
So it can be difficult saying no to those you love. This is especially true if you're someone who identifies as a people pleaser.
Yeah.
It's important to understand that your time is just as valuable as the time of those you're trying to please.
Exactly.
It's also not your responsibility to manage anyone's emotions. So you can't, you know, make a date because I don't want to hurt. Like, I really want to go to the party now. Boy, I'm tired now, but I don't want to disappoint Lana. I don't want to feel some type of way. So I go to the party, but I really feel for going
I ended up on your one foot. My foot broke, but I go to the party.
I go to the party.
I don't want them feel no way.
Exactly.
Warm to your foot now feel that way.
Right? So you are just as important. You have to think about you.
Yeah.
So saying no means you value your time. And when it's time to say yes, you'll have the energy to give it your all. Right? So a lot of us struggle with saying no. And I mean, to strangers, we're probably fine with that. To friends, we're not too close. But you see, the closer the person is to you, the harder it is. And like I said earlier, a mother asks you something, boy, Lana, you can do something, boy, envy. And you might genuinely not be in a position to do so.
Yeah.
But then because of mommy, yeah, good, you know. And I mean, we most times see it fitting because chances are mommy are good. Do the same if the tables were turned.
Yeah.
But sometimes even that expectation can create mental health issues.
True.
Because enough of our parents think they were out there make dough. And we're not making dough.
They were making more dough than we.
Exactly. So their money could have stretched.
But they never know.
But from me have job, them say, yeah man, and they start saying, you know, so I need some this, I need some that. And then you're trying to fulfill everything, but then guess what? You genuinely don't have it.
I think my mother is one of the people pleaser them. Because my mother, me I tell you, my mother, I do things with he, she, and the old lady. Everybody she do things for. It's like, hey, and she always volunteer me along with it. Help me go jump off this hotel stuff. I'm like, mom, the people them have vehicle and family member to pick up them other things. Yeah, man, but I mean, I guess it can be seemingly to be like the, you know, good-hearted and all of that stuff, but you need to set boundaries. So when you're tired and pop down, and nobody.
I was about to say that because I'm one of those people that I find it hard to say no. Cause I like help. I like help people a lot.
Yeah.
But then there are days when I'm annoyed.
Or when you need the help.
Exactly, where I need the help or I'm just so overwhelmed. Because I remember one time, guys, I took vacation and I started helping some people, some older people. But in my mind it was like, yo, them older, them
just
need
a little,
the help,
just a little one help here and there, yeah.
And over time, I was basically, they became dependent on me. So my vacation basically became their time, right? And I have to say, when I returned to work, I didn't start to miserable about it. I'm vexed with myself. I'm never vexed with them, I'm vexed with myself. Because I was like, yo, I didn't get any rest. I did nothing for me.
I had your time looking better or something.
I had 5 weeks. Not even 2 weeks. Not even 3 weeks. I had 5 weeks.
Right? People like, when you say 5 weeks, people, she mean days.
No, it was days, but because vacation add up over time.
Yeah.
Right? But
yeah.
But the point is, none of that 5 weeks was for me. And when I returned to work, I was tired.
Yeah.
I was cranky. I was miserable because I was upset with myself. I was like, Kim,
you're literal.
But in my mind, I was like, I needed to do exactly.
Yeah.
So sometimes now, even though you're doing something genuine and you're helping, you start to resent. You start to the person that's vexed.
Anybody else say something to you, vex.
You just vex. You know, Lionel come, boy, keep listening, Lionel. I start take it up on Lionel, but Lionel never do that to me. Lionel had nothing to do with it. But we just start take it up on Lionel. So we have to understand that saying no thing, it is actually important.
Yeah, it's for your well-being, your mental health.
And saying no, we need to stop seeing no as a negative. Yes, it's taught as always the negative response. It's actually not a very negative response when it comes to your well-being.
Or you can give them that one, you know, because this one is a good way, because persons find this a little more smoother than the no. No, I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't be able to. It's like you want to do it, but you know, something is not allowing you to do it.
I won't be able to can.
Yeah.
Try that one day.
Yeah,
I won't be able to do it.
What? Alright, keep a confused.
I won't be able.
I won't be able, you know.
Listen, by the time they try to figure out the response, you walk off here. I won't be able to can. So you just walk off.
Because the Van will on the
One Van music.
And
big up yourself.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah man, just work with that. I won't be able to can. By the time I'm try to figure out that match there, you just take with yourself, yeah? So that's one of the ways that you can know that you lack proper boundaries.
Yeah.
Number 2, you regularly break your promises to yourself.
Wow. This is a big one. Trying to fulfill other person's promises.
Exactly. So you're probably saying, you know, so I'm not drink again because I realize the alcohol thing. But then MV say, you're in my touch road and listen, I'm a birthday. So I go, boy, I don't want to disappoint MV, so I'm going to drink a little liquor. You start broke the promise there. You tell somebody else, say, you know, say, I don't really like the nightlife thing no more. I don't really like, you know, certain things I don't like, but you're doing it because you promise yourself you're getting better, you're going to eat better, you're going to start the certain thing. But to please others, you're breaking promises to yourself.
What you want to know, Kim? What you want to know, Kim? Because I want to knock them, you know. So here you know, so you know what? We don't know with the smoking thing, you know. With the smoking thing, because it's bad for me and such, and you know. It affect me from what they so get done with the smoking thing. Watch your bridge, you know. So you're gonna have me a smoke alone, youth?
Exactly.
You're not a real G, you know? Alright, you know I'm bridge to smoke alone. Me just go one blaze, you know?
Yeah, one, exactly.
Watch that.
You're breaking the promise to yourself.
So make him go more by himself.
And if you set them certain boundaries or certain promises to yourself, may I tell you, as a real friend, that friend that will look out for certain things for you. If you say, boy, you know, so I'm not smoke no more, I'm not go make it a thing when I'm going to ask. Even if it is that I must smoke around you.
Yeah.
Right? Fine, but me not gonna say, boy, yeah man, that's a one puff, man. No, me not try to invade you.
If you say it one time about pressure, if you see the person that pressure you, you will consider,
is this really a friend?
Yeah. Can you say you're not drink, you're the friend. So you really gonna make me drink by myself?
Why you guilt tripping me?
Me not stop your throat.
Exactly, me not stop you. So why you trying to vegan me?
Exactly.
Right? So constantly violating your own values and morals for the sake of making someone else happy is the path to resentment. Let me repeat that.
Wow.
Constantly violating your own values and morals for the sake of making someone else happy is the path to resentment.
Yeah,
this is another thing that happens a lot in romantic relationships. People compromise on certain things, and then when everything not work out, boy, you know how much thing we do for them. It's not something you are genuinely doing. You are breaking promises to yourself, and then you eventually resent them because you think you did the world for them.
Kim, even before it actually not work out, while the relationship bubbling
or what you resent them.
You just look over the person like, watch out, me wake up 7 o'clock every morning.
I'm a seminar this again, you know.
And you get it safe, you know? Like somebody is over there, I drape you up and get you up and marry. And you are doing it of yourself.
Exactly. Or you say you're going to left the relationship, but every 2 weeks you come back and then you vex again.
She don't want me left. What?
And then you resent them because you keep telling yourself you're not go back. But you keep going back, right? So studies show that a pattern of failing to keep promises to yourself damages self-trust. So eventually we don't even trust yourself. Right?
What?
Yep.
Wow. So
people can literally say I don't trust. No, but remember, say you have instances where people say, I don't trust myself to do that, or I don't trust myself
you're gonna give
because
in to
I
the
know some
weak
and I realize that everything I promise myself I not keep. So I guess so. I can't go know with alcohol because I don't trust myself, so I not go drink.
Okay.
I can't go know my ex there because I feel so once my ex there, something not go on. You eventually, because you don't have that willpower, you don't have that boundary, so you start a course of distrust with you and yourself. It's so weird, but it's the reality.
It is possible. That's true.
It's the reality.
And that's exactly what happens when you find a person who say, listen, I'm not go out, because it's not that they don't want to go out or them can't go out, but when they go out, things happen that they don't want to happen.
And they break
so the
promises.
best way is to say, I'm just going to stay inside.
Exactly.
That's like me and my wallet. Like,
right?
Me and my bank account. I can go out, people. I want to go out sometimes. But when I go out, my bank balance keeps going down. So here what I do, I can stay inside.
Because you don't trust yourself.
I don't trust myself and the bank account. Because them just wicked people.
Well, guess what?
Yeah.
Right? So and look at this play on word liner. Just as we hold others accountable.
Wow.
Right? Bank account accountable, right. Just as we hold others accountable on their promises, it's important we do the same for ourselves. Right? Number 3, before we go to the break. You frequently overshare personal information.
Why, may I tell you?
It's like you can't make up for something.
Enough people
listen, that's a sign that you lack a boundary. You have to tell everybody about things that them don't need to know.
As you get the job, 10 people know right away.
Exactly. And they know about your pay, them know about everything. No.
How much them draw out, and how much them tax, and how much them not for tax, and how much you'll get next week, because you have left a job for a new job again.
Exactly. So,
like, everybody don't need to know all of that.
Have you ever left a conversation feeling like maybe you shared too much? Better yet, do you spend time afterwards overanalyzing everything you said? Yes, oversharing is a common struggle among people who lack personal boundaries. It's not a conscious decision, but it often leaves us feeling weak and depleted. Oversharing usually comes from a desire to connect. So because you want to seem cool with everybody, or you want some acceptance in some space, whether it be work or friendship or relationship or familyship, you overshare. Or I remember somebody saying or seeing this meme that, listen, if you're requesting personal time from work or vacation, some people feel like they have to explain, so my mother's sick, I'm a need for this, I'm a baby, my baby that is supposed to pick up the son from school, but I'm not picking him up in the sun. You don't have to, listen, I have an emergency.
Yes.
A family emergency, and I need to leave at 1. Because you're trying to connect, and I guess you don't want it to seem shady, you know what it seems. So you start going into some detail you don't need to go into.
When you start sharing too much detail, sometimes that seems
shady because you make up.
Sometimes I ask somebody, say, I go out up the road. Why man was supposed to go back through about this? I'm like, whoa. Exactly. Just say you weren't there. That's all. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, and all the people, when you say, y'all check with them, you alright? Boy, I want to tell you, say, and from your ear, that, you know problems that come.
Mother just left, and she tell me something carry the pitney up, so, and I know my pitney,
money problems are drop at the end of that statement there. Boy, you want to know, say, that's always the intro line.
I tell you, man.
Right? So then people them start overshare. I ask if you're good. Me not say you can't share, say you have some problem. But you know kind of some detail. And say this morning, I go bathroom and I couldn't go. What you tell me that for?
Exactly. Well.
That's not going to help my day. You can just say, boy, it's just been a rough day. Or depending on the level of relationship we have. Because let's say me and Lionel have them conversation the regular. Then I'm not going to see it weird. You know, because people have weird conversations.
Well, until they make it have these conversations regularly.
Right? But then you have people, it just out of the blue, I've literally just hail up random people and me hear some stories after me hear them up. I'm going to say, I never planned for your stuff, for your stories. Still, it was a heal and move.
Maybe it seem like that kind of.
No, I think.
Listen, I've literally gone, like, I'm sorry, I think I have that. I have an allure that makes people feel like strangers have come up to me and told me them life story.
I think, sometimes, Kim, sometimes it's a personality, you want to come in personality, but really and truly, I've seen it happen. I think sometimes, really and truly, some of these persons are exploding. They are waiting to
they're waiting for somebody to
They've
talk
been
to.
going through a lot, and it's like, as soon as
the
they
next
get
person.
anybody that interacts with them on a little level, then they'll say, yo, you know what, I'm just going to unload.
It's true.
Not tell you, it's rough out there. Sometimes pressure is on us. But trust me, people, Kimmie has more in store for you.
We have a lot more boundaries to cover.
Yeah. Check in after the break.
After the break.
Don't go nowhere. Talk the thing with Kim inside Fantastic Fridays. News Talk 93 FM. In the meantime, before we go to the break, share your boundaries on the IG Live and the WhatsApp line. What boundaries do you set in your relationship?
Or if you don't have none yet, what you plan for set?
All right.